Hi everybody, this is Angelo Quinones and you reach Iron Ministries. Iron Ministries is designed to give you dependable and accurate answers that come straight from God's holy and inspired word, the Bible. And I chuckle because, it's early in the morning here, as you can tell, in the Philippines. And so that's the deal. And yes, Iglesia de Cristo is here among other churches, cults, and sects. Okay, there are good churches here. There are some good Baptist churches here, evangelical churches, born again churches, if you want to call them. But there are cults here, unfortunately. You have them here. So, you could make a second writing of the kingdom of the cults just by the Philippines. You understand what I mean? So that's why I'm doing this ministry. Okay, I believe in the core essentials of the historic Christian faith. I believe in the Trinity, the inspiration of the scriptures, the deity of Christ, the virgin birth. Okay, the deity and the humanity of Christ, by the way. He was both. He took upon himself an additional nature, which I call nature 2 or B, having subsisted in the original nature, A or 1, for zillions and zillions of years without a beginning, and there will be no end. And I believe in the Trinity. I believe in a substitutionary atonement work upon a cross. The salvation is a free gift from God, by the way. We can't work for it. We can't earn it. I believe, in the bodily resurrection of Jesus. There's so many evangelicals, Presbyterians, and Baptists, not to mention a few, that don't believe, that think it's a spiritual. He was, raised spiritually. It's ridiculous. It's satanic, as a matter of fact. He was born in the same body that he was born in. Is that what I mean? I believe in his second coming also. So, that's it with that. Now, this is, the Panumati series. What do you mean Panumati? Well, Panumati is the dative form of Panuma, spirit, by the Spirit. And I'm trying to prove that Messiah was bodily raised by the Holy Spirit. Now, I don't care about in the Holy Spirit. I don't care. I could deal with that. Okay? If it's in the Holy Spirit, okay, fine. But a better translation is like the King James has, even though it's not the standard. That's another cult. The King James only group. I already mentioned and recorded, and the recording can't be broken. That's tongue in cheek, by the way. Okay, that the word Jesus is found and recorded in the Greek 917 times, and they're probably using Sinaiticus to calculate that. Probably using that, either that or Alexandrinus to calculate that, and So, but in the NIV is found 1,241 times to a small number of 971 times for the King James. Nobody deleted Jesus in the NIV. It's ridiculous. Deity of Christ is found more in that Bible than any other Bible in the world. Okay, that's clear. Now, we're trying to prove that Jesus not only was bodily raised, but his spirit was alive. These two things go in hand in Psalm 16, verse 10, which is really our main text. Psalm 16, verse 10, and 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 18 and 19 are our, main heading texts. But I want to give you another text today to further prove, just like, Matthew chapter 12, verse 40 says, that he was deep in the planet's surface, those 3 days and 3 nights that he was out of the body, meaning that his spirit was out of the body. And if his spirit was out of the body was dead, according to James chapter 2, verse 26. The body died according to that verse, not the spirit or the soul. Let's get into that. Let's go to verse 8 of chapter 4 of the book of Ephesim, the book of Ephesians, Ephesine in Hebrew. And that's just the deal. Incidentally, the Apostle Paul calls himself Malach there, in Ephesim 1:1 or Aleph, calls himself Malach, so he wasn't an angelic creature flying to Ephesus, you know what I'm saying? Now it says over here, this is why it says, when he ascended on high, he took many captives and gave gifts to his people. Now it says in verse 9, what does he ascended, unquote, mean, except that he also descended. Look at that, descended, going down. Descended or went down. Descended to the lower earthly regions. Okay, now verse 10. He who descended is the very one who ascended higher than all the heavens in order to fill the whole universe. Now, look at verse 9 again. This is quite clear where he went those 3 days and 3 nights. Okay, now it doesn't say 3 days and 3 nights here. Okay, but if you piece everything together in the Bible, it says in Matthew chapter 12, verse 40, that he was going to be 3 days and 3 nights, okay, in the heart. The Greek word cardia, okay, is in the dative case, a iota subscript, the little tiny I is written underneath the alpha there. In the heart, en cardia of the earth. Now, it says over here, what does, quote, he ascended, end quote, mean? Except that he also descended to the lower earthly regions. Okay? That's what it says. Let's look at the Greek over there. This is quite clear where he went. He didn't go to heaven. Okay, I have not yet ascended to the Father. Verse 17 of chapter 20 of the Gospel Kata Ioane. That's quite clear from the scriptures. I have it queued up here, but let's go to verse 9. It says over here, and de postpositive de. Okay, ta, that's a neuter article. Okay, omicron. It's singular because of the omicron. Okay, if it was alpha, it would be plural, but it's not. It says over here, he ascended. Okay, anebe. Okay, and ana means up. I believe it's a preposition. One of 17, I believe one of 17 in the pool of prepositions found and recorded in the manual grammar of the Greek New Testament by Dana and Manti, written so long ago, but I think it's still the best. What, and that's an interrogative, ti, or tau iota, nowadays called tough, the t. One of the t's in Hebrews, a tau, is the same name for the Greek tau. Okay, they look differently, but still. He descended into, forget about the preposition for now. Check out the word he descended. Okay, katebe. Okay, katebe. All right, so kappa, alpha, tau, epsilon with the acute marker. So the syllable goes right there. The second, the accent falls on the second syllable, and not the first or the third. And then you have beta, eta, nowadays called vita and eta. Okay, but anyway, kappa, alpha, tau, epsilon, beta, eta, because we're talking about biblical Greek. Okay, he descended. He descended. You understand what I mean? That's an aorist active indicative. An aorist meaning tense, indicative meaning mood, and what's this over here? Okay, aorist active indicative. Active voice. It'll be the active voice. It'll be voice. You got voice here, mood, and tense. Okay, all wrapped into one. He descended. Okay, that's past tense. Now, he already did it. He did that first before he ascended. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't ascend first. Okay, into thy hands I commit my spirit. It doesn't mean that I'm going to give my spirit to you now. It means I entrust my spirit to you. Where I'm going to go, I entrust that you're not going to abandon my soul to Sheol. Okay? Psalm 16, verse 10, like I said before. Okay? As a matter of fact, his body didn't even see corruption. Hebrew word shachat. Greek word in the Greek Septuagint, phthara, spelled out like phi, theta, I think alpha, rho, and maybe alpha or something like that. We looked at it the other day. We could look at it again. He descended, okay, into the Greek word ace is a preposition, like one of 17, like I said before. Ana, anti, ek, en, ace, apras, pra, meta, hupa, kata, para. I mean, all these small prepositions, about like 17, like I said before, around 17, 16, 17, or 18, something like that. Preposition probably was an adverb, and it shows you the relationship that that two words have with each other. He went in, okay, in the earth, okay. He descended. You understand what I'm saying? He descended in the lower regions of the earth, okay. So it has to do really with Jesus and earth, that he went deep in the regions of earth. Okay, the lower parts, it says over here. He descended. Let's check it out. The Greek word ta. Now that's an alpha there, so that's a plural. You don't have to look at the breakdown up above. You don't have to look at that. Okay. You could just tell by the tau and the alpha that that this is, and by the context, this is accusative. It's the same form for the nominative, the plural article, the neuter plural article. You know, it's the same for the nominative, plural, singular article, paradigm. You know, ta for the nominative with an omicron, and ta for the accusative, and then you have ta with an alpha for the plural nominative, and ta for the plural accusative article. There are 24 articles in the article paradigm. They're called weak demonstrative. It's not just the. Okay, it means much more than that. Okay. Now the lower, and that's katotera, 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 K-A-T-O with K-A-T-O, tau epsilon rho, rho. Okay, that's an R in Greek. It looks like a P, but that's an R. And then alpha. Okay, so kappa, alpha, tau, omega with the cube marker, tau, epsilon, rho, alpha. Okay, lower. Katotera, katotera. Okay, lower. So I guess you can say like low, lower, and lowest. Okay, and that's a degree. It's adjectives, but it's in the comparative degree. Okay, just like greater. Okay, great, greater, greatest. You have the positive degree, lower, right? The comparative degree, or you have the positive degree, low, the comparative degree, lower, and then the superlative degree, and that's just the deal. Lowest. So katotera, regions, it says over here, or parts. Okay, and that's mere, 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 mere. Mu, epsilon with the cube marker, rho, eta, nowadays called eta. Let's check out this Greek word tagged by 33, I believe it's 3313. Okay, let's check this out. And I know parts probably is one of the, it says a part. There you go, a part, share, portion. So you could translate this basically, okay, and the lexical form is actually, okay, meras, okay, meras. So that's the lexical form, meras, and that's a neuter plural, actually, accusative neuter plural. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, it says over here, okay, accusative neuter plural, and it looks like a feminine word. Doesn't know with the eta though, like arche and things like that, right? But it's a neuter word. Mera. Okay, regions. So he went to the lower parts of what? Of heaven? No. Of some distant star? No. Of the, and that's taste, that's a genitive singular feminine article, taste, okay, from to taste two, from that side of the paradigm, okay, to taste two, all genitive articles, to taste two, in the singular, by the way, singular article paradigm. And then earthly, it says over here, gaze, gamma, eta with the circumflex, and then sigma, final sigma, by the way, gaze, earthly. So this is very key for this teaching. He went to the lower parts or regions of the earth. Now we see that he went into prison in this realm. The heading of where he went is Sheol. Okay, that's the deal. That's recorded in verse 10 of chapter 16 of the Psalms. Wait for a second, guys. Hello. Come. No energy, though. I have coffee with no energy. Huh?
Ready.
Oh, I'm kidding. Let me see here. Oh, that one?
One.
Oh, okay. 14.
Three pack.
Oh, sí, eso está. Oh, okay, eso 14. Let's see over here. 14. So 6 back. 5 and 1. And 6 back. Thank you, okay. Risa's so big over here, my God, big, very big. My goodness. Thank you. Okay, guys. So sorry about that. I have a store within the house. So somebody bought a twin pack of coffee. You know, it's like a little twin. I don't know if they have that in the States though. I never really bought coffee in the States. I bought hot chocolate, you know, Nestle hot chocolate with the marshmallows and stuff like that. But I never concentrated because I know we have more of the cans coffee, you know. But they probably have those there, you know. And over here is 14 pesos, which is equivalent to 28 cents. Okay, if you just double it, if something is 14 pesos, a peso is 2 pennies basically. That's what it is. So 1 peso, it's not a dollar like in a Spanish peso, like in my country of the United States of America. I mean, a peso is a dollar. I was born in the Bronx, by the way, and 1965 to my chagrin. Okay, 56 right now, guys. I've been studying the Bible for more than 30 years. Been born again for more than 30 years, brother, by the grace of God. I am what I am, and I went to Nyack Theological Seminary, actually. But getting back to the coffee, I mean, I wasn't really a coffee guy until I came here. But let's get back to this, okay? Sorry about that, guys. He should took a little break to look at it. Probably was looking at it. Now, I still am recording. I should have put it on pause, but, you know. But I let you scan everything, you know what I mean? Again. Okay. All right, guys. So over here it says lower. Katotera. And then regions is mere. Okay? Just think of Mayday, but mere. Okay? Of the earth. That's easy. Of the earth is taste, gaze. Actually, in the Greek Septuagint, according to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, it says tain, gain. That's an accusative article, and then the accusative form of gate, which actually means earth. Aretz actually is the Hebrew for earth. Okay, tierra is actually the tierra or mundo. Mundo means world in Spanish, and tierra is earth, or you know, or dirt. You know, dust, whatever the case may be in Spanish. So these are three key words for our study, meaning the location of Sheol. Now we saw that there was a compartment called prison. He went into the prisons, though. Let's check that out. But let's read this again so we can really get it in our minds. Okay? Really get it in our minds. The Torah, or katora, actually katotera, okay, katotera is actually lower. So that's key. That it wasn't like on a mountain someplace on the planet's surface, or he didn't go to any other planet in the galaxy, the Sombrero Galaxy or something like that, okay? You know, Christ wasn't an astronaut, okay? Even though, okay, he broke the atmosphere, okay? I'll tell you that right now, when he ascended on high, okay? So officially, Christ was an astronaut in a sense. Okay, I don't want to be, cavalier about it, but I'm just saying, even Captain Kirk became an astronaut. William Shatner. He went with like 328,000. I think that's the qualification. 328,000 miles high. So once you do that, you become an astronaut officially. But I'm not going to say that Christ was an astronaut, but this is almost blasphemy. But you know what I mean. Tongue in cheek, he was the first one to actually do that. Enoch, I mean, he went to Sheol, he went to heaven. He was no more. And then it says that Elisha went to heaven, though, in a whirlwind, chariots of fire. So I mean, 2 didn't see death in the Bible. Only 2 never saw death, never tasted death. But there'll be several that'll never taste death. And that's just the deal. Now, it's quite interesting. So let's get this straight again. Katotera is lower. Not higher, but lower. That's where he went. And then he went high. Okay? I mean, he went lower first, and then he went high. That's what it says. And then regions, okay, mera, or mere, actually. Actually, I really want to pronounce it Mary. Why? Because that's modern. And so that's kind of good because it kind of gives a distinction a little bit between the 2 vowel sounds. Mere, mere, I mean, mere. I mean, this is very close to each other. So yeah, I just pronounce this in the modern sense of it all. Mary. That's all. Mary. Even though it sounds like Mary, though. Which is actually found and recorded, the word Mary, 27 times in the Greek New Testament. Okay? It is not even her all the time. So this idea, and Basilisa is never found with Mary anywhere, a Greek word for queen. Lower parts or regions of the earth, taste case. I think that's it. This is very key. Remember this, Ephesians chapter 4, verse 9. But let's check out another thing. When it talks about Jesus' resurrection, it's kind of strange that he was raised from the dead ones. The dead ones. That he came from the dead ones, though. He was raised from the dead ones. Now, it doesn't only mean that his body was raised. It was. Okay? But it means that he was raised up himself. His soul, in a sense, was not that it was resurrected. No, because then we're going to get into what the witnesses teach. But it was taken. How about that? It was taken. Okay, when you say raised, it was taken. Just like somebody raises somebody else. Like in a circus, let's say. Somebody, flips over and the person is right there to grab a hold of his hands and he raises it to himself, if you will. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? Or somebody is low and then somebody raises that person, higher. Okay? Or whatever the case may be. Okay? When I take my baby from the bed, I'm raising her up from the bed to another place. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not raising her from the dead, or something like that. All right, or I'm not making her spirit new. No, I'm just, So this rising, in a lower sense, no pun intended, in a sort of subtitle sense, the resurrection has to do with his body. Absolutely, that's the main thing. But also, okay, you could say that his, apart from rising, okay, because I don't want to get the two confused. So let's say raising for the body and taking for the spirit. His soul was taken. How about that? From the lower parts of the earth. You will not abandon my soul to Sheol. So if he wasn't abandoned, that means he was taken. He was taken. You understand what I'm saying? Just like Enoch was taken and he was no more. But in the case of Jesus, he was taken and then he was placed into his body again, and that's resurrection. That the body was raised from the dead, yet his soul was taken. I think that's much more neater and much more distinct. Okay, the taking from the soul from Sheol and the raising of the body from the dead ones. What do you mean dead ones? Well, let's check it out. It's very strange and very consistent that it says, now if he went to the lower parts of the earth, the lower regions of the earth, you understand what I'm saying? Let's go to Luke chapter 24, okay? And that's just the deal. Luke chapter 24, right? And that's just it. Verse 46, though. Verse 46, you understand what I'm saying? It's too bad it doesn't say 46 there. I mean, you have to wait to see if you didn't make a mistake. Okay. All right. Now, it says over here something like this. And he said to them, so that's kai for the Greek word and. Apen is the regular word for said in the New Testament and in the Old Testament, by the way. Like kai apen hatheas te out te or do adam or whatever the case may be. They said to God, do teo, I mean whatever. Kai apen autois, and that's in the dative plural. The paradigm. Autois are, how it is, autois. Then autois again for the neuter. Autais for the feminine. Autois, right? For that third person personal pronoun paradigm, autos, okay? Which heads up the paradigm. The third person personal pronouns like he, she, or it, like that. Auta will be with the omicron, aute will be with the eta in the singular. But anyway, to them in the plural. Okay, hati. Okay, let's see what it says. Thus, okay, it says hutos. That's an adverb from hutas, actually. Made an adverb out of it, like Manti said. It has been written, and that's in the perfect tense. You see the reduplicating consonant gamma with a connecting vowel epsilon there. Ge graptai, okay, actually. Gamma, epsilon, gamma, rho, alpha,